Hello and welcome to Gender Talk 211 for a season of Women in Power, Voices from the States. This talk show is brought to you in partnership with the Norwegian People's Aid, Root of Generations, Center for Inclusive Governance, Peace and Justice, and youth organization Markaz Al-Salam. My name is Eva Lopa and I am your host. In today's episode, we are joined by Nyadin Lual, a young leader from Unity State who is currently serving as the chairperson of the Youth Union and the only woman holding this position across all states in South Sudan. Nyadin, you are most welcome to the show.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm Nyadin Lual guy. Currently I'm the Unity State Youth Union chairperson. Likewise, as she also stated, in the whole 10 state and 3 administrative area, I'm the only female leading youth union in South Sudan. Yeah.
That's amazing. When were you appointed or elected? Is it by appointment or election?
Well, it wasn't by appointment, but it was through convention. I came in through convention.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
That was in 2022.
Amazing. Are you also you're the first woman to hold this position, correct? Or has
correct.
there been?
Correct. In my states, let me talk about my states. I was the first even female to lead that institution. Yeah.
Got it. Congratulations. I'm really happy to have you on the show. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Who is Nyadin Lual?
Well, I'm Nyadin Lual. I had been a humanitarian worker before. I first started my humanitarian work in 2014 when I was too young, between the age of 19 to 20, 21.
That is very young.
Yeah. And then I'd been engaged with the community directly. I'd been also engaging with the women during the conflict. It wasn't that easy. And I stand tall in supporting also my community, the women of that community, how they can just protect themselves.
Amazing.
Yeah, in the context from exposure of that conflict. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And did you grow up in Unity State?
Well, I started my education in Sudan, in Komboni Sister. Khartoum.
Sister school?
Okay.
And
then I started, I set for my primary aid in Khartoum, and then my secondary school in Bentiu Secondary School, and then I moved to Mount Kenya University and I did my diploma in accountancy and finance.
Nice, amazing. When did you return? When did you go back home?
I went back home in 2020. Yeah, that is where I went back home from Kenya, and then I went back to Unity State. And 2 years later, and then I contested for the position of chairpersonship in Unity State Youth Union.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
What made you interested in this position?
Well, when I reached Unity State 2 years later, when the other teams stepped down, and then there were already, the convention was being announced, and then I started showing some interest in engaging also with the young people across the country. You know, in our areas, especially the Northern Corridor, especially both Unity State and the other neighboring state, youth were engaging themselves on cattle wrestling. You know, during the conflict, those ones that were dropped out from the school, there is nowhere they can go for their universities and all this. So all my objective was to bring them and give them the idea with the partners that if they could also engage themselves in a positive things, regardless of maybe engaging themselves with the other things, like because of the idleness, they will think of maybe go and get other cattle from other people and use them as the way of their survival. But there are other many opportunities that they can also use to sustain themselves and also their families.
Yes,
Yeah.
bettering their lives,
Exactly.
basically. Oh, that's amazing. You said at that point you were 19 years old?
No, that was currently when I was the youth chairperson.
Ah, okay.
At around
That old.
26 years.
That's still very young. That's still very young. So
Yeah.
kudos to you for really trying. Tell me a little bit more about the role in itself. I mean, this is not just, you're not only chairperson for women youth, but this is also male
Exactly.
youth as well across 7 counties in Unity State. What does the role look like?
Well, you know, my role was like, okay, young girls, and also the boys have to be like emerge and see themselves equally in whatever they are doing, you know. So I wanted those beliefs, the cultural beliefs, the mindset that said a women cannot lead. I was actually trying to be an example of the upcoming young girls, that they should see me and they also follow my footsteps, so that they could also compete with the men in all the roles that have been done within the states.
I love that. What makes equality so important to you?
Well, it is important because, you know, when the males and the women, when they are equals, they will treat themselves fairly, like they will be respected. There will be like a culture of respect in our community, where they will not just question the decision that is made by a woman, that they will also treat it as an like a right, yeah, to treat it like a right to every citizen, especially whether it is a woman or a man, so that this mindset, the cultural belief that said a woman cannot lead, must stop in our not only in our state but also across the country, South Sudan.
Well put and well said. Tell me about the status of youth in Unity State right now. What are some of their challenges? What are the challenges that especially women and young girls face in Unity State?
Well, one of the challenge is that in our state it is flooded. So it is flooded, it is all submerged by the flood for the past 4 years. Yeah. So economically, you know, there are no roads that can connect the states and then to the national level, that youth and young women can also be able to generate, to have some kinds of businesses around that they can be able to sustain themselves with. You see, economically, even there is nowhere a youth or a women can go for cultivations, because the all areas is under the water. So there is nowhere they can go and make their to plant their vegetables, where they can go and plant their maize and also other kinds of the crops that they may wanted to plant it for to sustain their life.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of challenges happening at the same time.
Exactly.
How does the chairperson of the Youth Union communicate these challenges at national level?
Well, okay, we have this forum, the State Youth Chairperson, where we communicate, where we put our messages to, and this forum is bring in the 10 states plus the 3 administrative areas, and also the national level, the South Sudan National Youth Union. So we've been also been engaging the young people. Like, it is not only this is not the only way, but there are also other ways that we can also try to bring in something into table, that we should not be like, okay, the area is maybe, if it is the flood, for example, it is flooded, but that is not the end, but we should also try other ways also to bring in also some incomes.
Yes.
Yeah, into the states. Yeah, especially the traders, the youth that are also engaged in trading. Yeah, we have understand in other areas where they can go by road, but it is not secure. They have to use plane to bring in their good, and that one is too challenges, and it's even too costly, and the prices will be even more higher.
It's very expensive.
Yeah.
Yes. So one of priority solutions, you would say, is for, I guess, security, of course. You need security, and then access, roads. Those are priority solutions, you think?
Exactly.
Are there many youth that are working in Unity State as opposed to going to school?
You know, in our states, okay, let me say the number of the youth are too many that they cannot even be able to be given position by the government. But there are also others that are doing their own businesses, youth, and there are also those ones that are working with the government, although the government positions cannot take everyone. They cannot take everyone, and then they have to like engage themselves in also joining also to participate in other businesses rather than looking for the government positions, government jobs. With the flooding, you know, now the youth are getting used also of the flooding, because the more there is more water, there will be also more fish. Like mostly youth are going for fishing, and then they dry some of it, they sell some of it fresh, and then the other dry, maybe they are even exporting it to here to Juba.
So they're using it as a business opportunity
exactly,
to
has
help
a business
themselves
opportunities.
Grow.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Take me back to your humanitarian work. I know you've worked with organizations like CARE, International. What was your role?
Well, with CARE International, I was working as a community nutrition worker. I had been doing this work screening for children under 5 years from 6 months to 59 months. That is from 6 months to 5 years. So the malnourished one, that, okay, when it is indicated red on the mark screening, and then I usually refer to the health center to be also given some plumping for their health. And then after, if there are also those defaulters that did not turn up on their days, we also follow up on them up to their houses to check, because their mothers might be so busy, sometimes they forget the date that is written on the ration cards when they have to take the time that they are supposed to take back the child to the hospital. They might forget, unless we have to like follow up on them and also remind them on exactly when they are supposed to take their children. And if they didn't go, we have to go back up to their places, up to their houses, and go and remind them about why they didn't take back the child to the hospitals. Yeah, for nutrition center.
Were there many cases?
Oh, well, when I was working, it was already during the conflict, and many children were malnourished. There were so many cases of malnourished in the community. Like if you screen 5 children, you will find 4 of them are malnourished. Only like 1 will be in a green, like will be healthy. But the rest, you will find them, they are already in, not only with children, but there were also another program that brought in lactating and also the pregnant mothers. Yeah, that they were also being supported with these cereals that they can go and make for forage, so that is also give them energy during the pregnancy until the childbirth. And those ones that are also breastfeeding, so that they can be able to also nurse their children. Yeah.
That was back then. Do you know about now, and what is, are the cases still the same? Are there more, less?
Well, before that conflict, it was only CARE that was doing it, but now there are also other organizations that are also doing nutrition, like World Relief, and also the other concern, they are doing it. But since I went out, but I can because I'm staying in the community, but I can still see that there are some few cases of malnutrition in the states. Yeah.
Okay, I know you still have done more humanitarian work and also worked on cases of gender-based violence. We'll touch on that right after the break.
All right.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to Gender Talk 211. We're in conversation with Nyadin Lual, Chairperson of the Youth Union in Unity State. Welcome back, Nyadin.
Thank you.
So before the break, we started speaking on your humanitarian work, and I know that you've worked on GBV cases as well. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, thank you so much. Actually, after I quit care, nutrition center, and then I apply and get taken at non-violent peace force as a GBV officer. Yeah, so my role was to engage also with the women in the community. Cases of gender-based violence that has been happening, we have been managing them. Actually, we couldn't sleep because we have to like open our ears and also try to know exactly what happened to women when they go out for firewood, and when they come back, we have to make sure if they are safe, and if not, we have to come in and see how we can also support them and also refer them to the health facility so that they can get treated from there, and also engaging them, trying to like tell them when they are moving, they have to move in a group, so that when they move in a group in the bush, the perpetrators may have that kinds of fear when they see them in a large group, in a large number. So compared to one person moving alone in the bush when they are going to collect firewood, and also when they go for farming, and also when they also go for other fetching water in a long distance when there were no taps far around within the POC before. Yeah, in Bentiu IDP's camp. Also, not only that is being happening outside, but also in the house, the domestic violence, like the physical violence, and also all forms of gender-based violence, whether happening within the family or also outside from the perpetrators. So we have even come up to the point of bringing them, both male and women's, together, so that they talk on the issues that brought these issues in the household. This is where we have just come and learn how women are being treated, and we also how we can just come in to avoid these things from also happening. Not only avoiding, but also to take it as the responsibility for all, the women, the males, everyone, that has to be like in a responsible, not to treat the other gender just because of their gender. Yeah, not only women's, but also the other men that are been suffering from gender-based violence from their women's. Yeah,
it exists, it happens. So when you say, actually in the beginning you said you couldn't sleep, you had to keep your ears open so you could hear if anything had happened. Was that common when women go outside to go get firewood or whatever it is? It was common that they'd be attacked on the way? Is that why you were very cautious and awake?
Oh, well, you know, when I've been working in the GBV department, like even if it is not my working hours, I still have to make sure when I heard anything, I just have to come in, because that is my community.
Yes.
Like I don't need to be having only when it is my working hours so that I intervene. You know, I intervene even if I'm on my holidays, I still work and also direct women where they can go and get help. Yeah. Actually, when women go out during the conflict, those time like 2016, 2015, when they come in, you will, if they, okay, maybe physically you will see someone having bleeding. Maybe it is physically being hurt in the bush. Sometimes they come in, but they will have that kinds of fear that they wouldn't want to talk about what has happened to them.
Yes.
But you will try to talk to them on whoever they trust that they wanted. They have to go, like doctors, they cannot reveal, they cannot talk about other people's stories and all this. Even as the humanitarian workers, we don't talk about, you just help someone, but also it remains as a secret in your heart.
Yes.
Yeah, and you also try your best to explain that it is not going to be published. It's only going to be like you and her. When they get treatment later, after they are going to, they will just come and appreciate you. Yeah.
Okay. And you said you also you reached a point where you had to have conversations with both women and men. What was the community's response to that? Because you don't usually find, especially men that are willing to speak about the conflict at home. Mm-hmm. So what was the response?
Actually we target, because when we are working in the community, we know what is happening around within the community. That's why we came in with the idea that we need to bring them together so that they come and talk, you see. We know our culture. The culture that is stated that a woman is just a nothing, is just a helper, that he cannot make any decision in the community. He cannot just even make a decision at home, you see. When we bring them together, we like have to like a hard talk between the women and also the men. And actually it has also helped a lot in also reducing some of the gender-based violence conflict within the community and also at the household level. Yeah.
So they were responding well to these conversations?
Some, not all of them that were responding positively to the idea, but some of them. But the majority, they sticks in their mind. They stick that, say that is stated a woman cannot speak.
Yes.
That we need to take out this idea, this mindset of saying a woman cannot just decide in the household or in the community or anywhere in the area. That a woman is not just a helper, but also is just a human like any other person,
yes.
like males, you see. Some of them were responding even before our forefathers, when there is any decision that is being made in the family, like a woman will not just come and speak. They cannot just come and ask something. They cannot even talk when the men are there talking. The woman will not even just cross going this side, yes. until their meeting is finished. You know, this is how. But we were trying very hard that, okay, anything can be changed. The culture also can be changed. If we see the culture is not positive, it's not the culture that promotes peace in our community, the culture that is also underestimating the other, we can also come and still sit down and talk about it and see how we can also, yeah.
Yes. You know, everything you're saying does not only happen in Unity State and the communities within Unity State, but it actually happens across the whole of South Sudan. How do you think we can all collectively join voices together or hands together to change this perception or this idea that a woman must be less than, or be more soft, more quiet, do more work in the kitchen, take care of the children? How can we change this?
So not only has also one community, but also when it is happening in the other part of the country, we need to come. Like, people need to come together. Yeah. Nationally, we need to come together and also try to talk about these gender issues that is undermining the other gender, especially the female gender. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The only things that can also eliminate these forms of perception is that we need to come together as a country and also try to put in our constitution so that when it is put in the constitution, in the laws, it will be in the laws that whoever will read, it has to be like being given as an education. When our children are growing up, they will also read from the syllabus. They will know as they will be growing up that female girls and also a male boy are all equal. Because these things are even happening when people are still young. They grow up with it on their mind until they become a grown-up person. And when they are grown up, like you wouldn't be able to try to clear what is in your mind when you was growing up. In our country, there are some of the communities where a girl child is taken to the school. No, a boy child is taken to the school and the other girl child is left at home. So that when those boys come from school, they will find her that she already prepared for them some stuff, foods, you see. So because of her gender, she's denied from being attending the school, you see. And the boy is seeing what is happening. When he grow up, he will also impose the same things that has been happening, you see. So it need to be start from the grass, from the ground. When they are growing up, they grow with it on their mind. This is the only things that I can see that can also try to improve a bit, you know. Even in the level of the household, you can see a girl child is being responded with the slap, with the abuses when she asks for something. When she decides for something, it is questioned and has to be like, even with the abuses, and she will just have that fear and grow up with the fear. Even if she is being a grown-up woman, she will not be able to decide for her own.
Because she's lost that confidence.
Exactly.
Yes. You know, now that you tell me a lot about your story, I can see a clear pathway of how you ended up contesting for the position of the Youth Union chairperson. Do you think your humanitarian work influenced your decision to contest for this position?
Well, not only, yes, somehow, but not really. The humanitarian work has also has made me to have that confidence, but also in other ways, I stand to change this culture mindsets that said women cannot lead. And actually, if I tell you all the stories about how the beginning when I started contesting, and even when I was doing my campaign, until the last day of the convention, like I've went through a lot, but I never give up. See, there was Aligned Ministries. There were also other youth bodies, and also including the youth themselves. Because even now, if they are maybe requesting for a delegate from the counties, they will say, if it is 10, they will say 3 are females and 7 are males. So the majority will be males, and then they will side. Now they will be doing this siding. They will side and also try to be like standing with their fellow man. That was a candidate that was contesting also with me. You see, it wasn't that easy, but I try until I get the positions. I never give up. Even I will be like receiving some of the comment that you just need to step down. You are just wasting your energy. You are wasting your time. You are wasting everything in doing your campaign. The resource that you are using, you are not going to get that position. So people discourage me.
That's what you were being told.
Exactly.
Okay, I do want to know more about your actually leadership journey in becoming chairperson of the Youth Union in Unity State. But we'll be right back and finish talking about this. We'll be right back. And we're back with Nyadin Lual, Chairperson of the Youth Union Unity State. Welcome back.
Yeah.
So I want to continue the before conversation on just challenges you faced to become chairperson and while you're also chairperson. Do you still find it challenging today? Do these challenges still exist?
Well, the challenges continues, but it is like reducing, because when I came into the leadership, I use action. So I work for the betterment of the youth, and they have seen how higher I was in also trying to mobilize some fundings, how we can also, how I've been also bringing the youth together from across the states, the 7 counties. So when I came in, there were a lot of proposals. There were also a lot of engagements with the youth. We also reached out up to the cattle camp youth. We didn't end up only in the state, but we also proceed up to the counties level. We have these coordinations with the youth from the cattle camps and also the other youth from the county headquarters and also to the states. So now the challenges were also what they have reduced, not like how they have also been happening. Now they are also observing how a leadership that is being also being aired out by a female look like compared to the previous one. See? So there were a lot of opportunities for them. There were a lot of trainings. There was a lot of capacity buildings as a result of the proposal writing. And sometimes with this, and I look at myself like not just only a woman, but also a leader. And then I have to like walk out from there, because that person doesn't even know the value of being a person being a leader. You just look at a person just like nothing, or a woman, just a woman, but not also a leader. So it was a lot, but I never give up. Now the young people that were also like not allowing me to come in as now becoming my good friends. Whenever I have, they build the trust with me. Whenever I encounter any challenges from the, ahead of me, they are also trying to ring the bell. And also others will just hear and then will intervene. So it's never been easy. And I think later on it will be on my last comment on how I wanted the young women's, how I wanted the young women to look like when they have to make themselves maybe ready first, because if they are not ready, they would have run away.
Sounds like a lot is happening, a lot of challenges.
Exactly.
What have you learned about leadership?
Well, you know, what I have learned about the leadership is, as a leader, you don't have like to only dress yourself and sit down and say that you are just a leader, or you are just there to be a leader. As a leader, you need to have like actions in your mind. You have to be like just a simple person that is there to resolve other people's problems. Also, as a leader, you don't need to be like sitting there and denying others people's right just because you are a leader. You have to listen to them as a leader and try how you can also intervene and also sort out their problems and issues within, especially within your institution, as within your community. So as myself in the leadership, I'm not just there. I don't call myself only a boss, but also a servant. You see, like all those bad and good things have been thrown to you. You have to swallow them. You keep quiet, and you don't respond back the way they are being said to you. You also have to look for ways to go and do what and respond, or also in a positive way, even if it is also thrown to you in a negative way. So a leader is just a servant.
Correct. You're in a role of service. That's very true. That's correct. And how long is your term?
Well, my term is almost now ending. Yeah, we are actually mobilizing some resources for another convention to come in.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't want to continue for other terms when my term is end, but I also wanted others to come and also do what? Come in and also continue this journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of impact do you hope your term has had on young people? Like, what do you want your legacy to be in this role?
Well, you know, when you are given a trust by your people, also when you are living, you also wanted to live peacefully. Like you don't want to remain there. You also wanted to hand over, do the peaceful handing over, and also you also do what? You also engage with the upcoming leadership. You also empower them in other ways if possible. You also to direct them when they lost also the direction. You need to direct them and keep in touch with them positively so that they can also continue and build a better young people in the states. Yeah.
Amazing. I'm really interested to know, you said you do a lot of engagement with youth, women as well. I'm really interested on what you hear when you engage young people in Unity State, men or women. What do you hear? What are their demands? What do they want?
Well, you know, with the young women's and also the young men's, you know, the demands are higher sometimes. But we only end up only documenting, and also when there is if there is a conference that is being held at the national with the youth, maybe you can go and also share. Sometimes they end up there but not being given some feedback. Actually, like most demands from the youth is that, you know, in Unity State they wanted a university has to be taken there. Yeah, they wanted to study like any other state that have a university. They also wanted a university that need to be taken there in the states.
There's no university in Unity
in
State?
Unity State, exactly. But there are also other colleges, small colleges that they can, yeah, but there is no a whole university like any other. This is one of the demands from the young people. The other demands highly is the security, because anything can be done can be possible to be done when the area is secure, and when the neighboring states are also in peace with the states. When there is a security, women can be able to cultivate. They can be able to also run the other businesses when they can move freely. Yeah, and also the young people also. Because there are those that cannot afford to come along from the state and come and study in other, like in Juba here, in Juba University. Then they end up in the state. So the demands were so many, it varies from the age groups. There are those groups that are above 35. There are also those groups that are also below, including also the women, the young women and the other women. Yeah.
Okay. Now that we've reached the end of this episode, first of all, I've learned so much through this conversation just about Unity State, the youth in Unity State, and some of the needs. And I think that's the purpose of this entire season, is that we get to hear voices from the state. So I'm really happy you agreed to come. Thank you for accepting our invitation. But before we go off, I want to know, we need two messages from you. One, what would be your message to the government of South Sudan? And two, what is your message to South Sudan in general?
Well, my first message will be like, let me just give my first message to my fellow women, my fellow gender. Yeah, Like there are those we understand that it's a struggle for them to reach the other to the top positions. But when they reach there, they also need to know that there are also some other young women that are behind that they need to be lifted up. You see, so in our country we need a heart that stated that when you are in a higher position and there is the other young women in a need of to be lifted up, like you don't need to like knock their head down. We need to do what we need to also try to bring them up so that when we are all higher, when we go and join our voices together, it will be even more louder, yeah, in the country. So, and the other message for the whole country, for all the youth in the country, that is the issue of tribalism and the issue of gender-based violence. These two things are the one that is also trying to bring down our country. The tribalism, we need, like I myself, my vision, like my thoughts is, I wanted a South Sudan where someone from Bahr al-Ghazal will go and work in Unity State, and someone from Unity State can go and work in Pibor, and from Upper Nile, like a kinds of mixture where you will not be asked about your tribe. See, when we leave these kinds of tribalism, and then now our country will shine and our country will develop. See, and these kinds of insecurity will stop. So these things, this issue of tribalism must stop in our country so that we can be able to take this country forward. Yeah.
Any message for young girls, younger than 20, younger than 15?
Well, my message to the young girl that are still growing up, I wanted them to grow up with hope and the beliefs for themselves, that they should believe in themselves. They should not be growing up and later on they end up to be like called just a woman, Mara Sakit. So I wanted them to grow up with the hope.
Every and each message that you have given us today, I'm taking notes for myself as well. Thank you so much, Nyadin, for joining us and being with us on this episode. I'm looking forward to your future, because I think after you finish this term, there's going to be great things that you're going to do. Keep doing what you're doing, keep building on it, keep teaching more, learning more. I think you're on that path where leadership is just going to be side by side.
Exactly,
with
that
you.
is
So
my next
I think
dream.
It's very possible. Okay then,
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here. This is Gender Talk 211. My name is Eva Lopa. I am your host. Until next time.